Hello, my name is Mette Kragh Furbo. I did my PhD in sociology here in Lancaster, and now I work as a postdoc in the Demand Center just across from here. So how do we know and understand the body? So in my PhD, I focused on how the body is known through certain data practices and how it becomes known as genetically susceptible. So in the thesis, I took movement as a conceptual and empirical focus, which means that as I explore genetic data on the move, as it moves outside the clinic and into and across online spaces, I also conceptualized genetic data as something which is in movement, which means that it's open, it's incomplete, and it's an epistemic thing that opens up questions, it not only answers them. This makes very much sense in the field that I studied that brings together genetics, social media, and the market into new arrangements that is broadly known as consumer genomics and is part of sort of the wider area of digital health. So in addition to the mobility of saliva and mobility of genetic data, for example, the importance of logistics to saliva's ability to be on the move, as well as the mobility of genetic data across online spaces, for example through the uploading and downloading of files. I also look at how saliva translates into data and how data is made sense of and worked on, and in many of those instances as not yet complete and finished or defined. For example, in cases of programmers who develop software and databases that take part in shaping knowledge of genetic susceptibilities. I also looked at how individuals move through data, or as Bruno Latour would put it, learning to become affected. To explain this in a slightly different way, so when genetic data moves outside the clinic, individuals are often left on their own to interpret and make sense of the data, or they might seek advice online, for example using online forums. And in those instances, sense-making, we might characterize that as a form of experimentation, for which individuals will learn and come to know about genetic susceptibilities and their own bodies. So these different kinds of movement, as I broadly refer to them as, are very much entangled. So in my current research on energy demand, this is a quite different topic, but there are some similarities in terms of how we today move through data. So in the energy world, a smarter, more flexible energy system is being imagined and introduced. With the wider digitization of systems and infrastructures through smart metering. So this in part transforms how energy demand is being known, as well as it remonetizes electricity flows through their mobilization as data. Okay.